you might have picked an episode that does not have enough, just does not have enough in it, right? If I told my digital literacy narrative about learning like to turn on the computer, right? That'd take me about 4 sentences, and then that's it. And how am I going to analyze that in digital narrative? But if I talk about how the first time I built a website and all the different things I had to think about and I didn't know about and whatever, suddenly I'm having an actual experience, or I'm telling a story of an actual experience, and now I can actually see what how digital narrative connects to it, or digital literacy connects to it. Do you see what I mean? So if the thing that you've chosen to tell the story about is not good enough, does not offer enough material, you might want to think about using a different episode, because it does depend on that. You're absolutely right. If I pick an event, and it's not really a big deal event, about digital literacy, something I learned very easily, very quickly, and didn't end up caring that much about, or whatever, then I'm not going to have a whole lot to analyze. So you might want to look at that. These are just symptoms I'm talking about. Like, so people, like students who are having this difficulty that you're describing to me, one of the things is maybe the episode you've picked is not offering you enough, or it's not important enough, or developed enough, or whatever, filled with enough details for you to actually expand on it. Maybe you've picked an episode that's very short and doesn't have a lot to offer. So you want to look at that and decide whether to change to a different episode, something that has more meaning in it. That would be one thing. The other thing is maybe the episode's perfectly fine, but you haven't developed it enough. You sort of skip, I was born, I worked, I died. You know what I mean? Like, you sort of skip all the stuff in between, and then, it's not that great. So either you want to find a way to expand, like I said, I'm going to be sending, once you see a grade in your rough draft, like for your rough draft, you'll know that I have made some comments. But likely those are things I would say, that I'll end up saying, like, all right, you need to find a way to expand your story. And what I mean by expand it means going much slower. You start at the very beginning, you take time to describe it, but since it's an episode, you're really trying to, focus in on a specific learning experience, I guess, right? So at the very beginning, what were you thinking? How did it feel? What were you hoping to be able to accomplish? Or why were you even bothering? Like, so why am I even trying to do Facebook? Like, what's the point of this? Like, I get to that point. Then I have the process of me going on to it. And I see this stuff and I'm not really sure. And then I see some people I know and it's kind of cool and whatever. Like, I'm taking the time to narrate sort of the step by step. So that's what I would say. My suggestion would be then, so look at your story, decide whether it has enough in it, and you just need to sort of take the time to tell it, or if it's just so short that it's not really going to be a good example for this, that would be the only thing. No, like for right now, if you're sitting here thinking, all right, I want to do something completely different, you do it differently from now on, right? Like, you don't have to redo any of the stuff that you've done. You would do your revision plan would be like, okay, here's my revision plan. I'm going to tell a completely different story. Here's the story I'm going to tell, and then you do. Yeah. So but you don't ever have to redo, like, old things that you have already done. Like, and I'd much rather have that. Like, I'd rather have people, if you want to change, absolutely change, and just going forward, that's what you'll do. So you'll do the revision plan about it, and then you'll do the final draft about it.